Hi, in this latest release of sharpcloud we've added to the filtering capability to really give you a lot more flexibility with how you identify particular items within your story. You're probably familiar with the fact that you can filter down using the quick filter options. Here I'm deselecting a couple of the categories so that the items from those categories are no longer shown. And you're probably also familiar with the fact that you can use tags to again filter down from a large group of items to a subset that meet those particular conditions. Well, now what you can also do is use attribute values to refine your filter and to really focus in on maybe, in this case, projects that have a high risk and maybe a high revenue opportunity. And I'll show you how that works. To demonstrate, I'll go to the compare view, where you'll see here a plot of risk on the y-axis by revenue opportunity on the x. You'll see that risk is categorized according to high, medium and low risk, and there are 4 revenue opportunity categories from low through to very high. Well, this is great. I can see all of the projects laid out according to these various categories of risk and revenue opportunity, but I might actually want to select just the projects that fall in, for example, the top right hand quadrant or perhaps the bottom left hand quadrant. Now, using the advanced filtering capability that's accessible from the filter screen, I can now sort of very much do that and focus in on items that have particular attribute values. So here in the filter dialog, you'll see there's a new advanced filtering button, which when I click it will drop down to show all of the attributes that I've got defined within the story, so both characteristics and outcomes as they typically are called. What I'm going to do here is enter a value of 1 as my minimum for risk, which, as you'll notice behind, has removed the low category of risk, which was really the category with a label of low and a score of 0 to 1 on my rating scale. And I can do a similar thing with the revenue opportunity. I'll put in a minimum of 5 here, and you'll see that it's setting a slider, and behind the scenes or behind this dialog it's actually deselecting any items that are outside the range 5 to 10 in terms of revenue opportunity. So now when I come out of this filter dialog, I'm now looking at a compare view where it's filtered down both in terms of the axes and the items displayed to just show me those items that essentially have high risk and high revenue opportunity within this story. And I can continue to work with the filtered set of items. So for example, here on the time view we can just see where those high risk, high revenue opportunity projects fall within time and across category. And as with all filtering, or filters, if I want to remove the filters, I can just click on the reset filter button and that will take me back to, in this case, showing all of my items. Or I can go back to the advanced filter screen and actually decide to maybe look at a slightly different selection of items based on a different range of values. So here what I'm doing is just using the slider to move across and show, in this case, now low and medium risk projects, because I'm excluding the high value range of 2 to 3. So again, when I come out of that dialog box, I'm now seeing what are essentially the lower risk projects, and I can look at those on any particular view, again on a compare view, which is a bit like a bubble chart, or on the time view, or on any of the views within sharpcloud. So as you see here, we're now looking at the medium and low risk projects. This new advanced filtering capability is particularly valuable when you use it in combination with sharpcloud presentations, because you can use a presentation to put together a series of core views that allow you to manage your portfolio or gain insight into your strategy or focus in on particular aspects of your roadmap. So the advanced filtering capability really does allow you to focus in on, as we've seen here, sort of the quadrant of interest or the projects with particular value ranges that we maybe want to track. So I'll show you how that works now. Just as a recap, presentations are accessed and managed from the settings toolbar at the top here. And once you've got presentations in your story, you can show or hide that toolbar using the little arrow here. What I'm going to do is just show that I've got a number of presentations already in this story, and one of them is called my weekly review topics, and it's a dashboard of opportunities and threats within my portfolio. If I select that presentation, you'll see that it's automatically taken me to the first slide, which is a filtered view showing status red projects, so those that are current threats maybe. And I can move through that presentation just using the arrow keys. So I'm using it here as a quick way to particular views rather than as a presentation tool to an external audience. And I'm seeing now here the red projects in terms of their position in time and across category. I can then perhaps look at new projects, because this may be our opportunities that we've identified within our portfolio. We might want to look at those on a bubble chart in terms of cost, benefit and risk. And using the advanced filtering capability, I can now start to focus in on particular value ranges within my items. So here we're seeing a view of all of my projects across the risk and revenue categories, with the size of the projects representing how many relationships they've got, so sort of how complex they are and how interdependent they are. And if I go to the final slide, you'll see here that I've zoomed into the top quadrant to focus in on those high risk, high revenue opportunity projects. And as slides in a presentation are dynamic, it means every time we come back to this presentation, maybe as part of a weekly review, the particular items shown in this view will vary. There'll be the projects that actually have high risk and high revenue opportunity at that particular moment in time. So we'll see changes over time, and this combination of advanced filtering and presentations really allows us to set up some very, very powerful views for managing any aspect of our story, whether it be IT projects, strategy, roadmaps, account plans and so forth.